Hi, everybody. My name is Loa Fridvinson of Activate Corporate Relations and Training. Thanks for tuning in today to another episode of the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Network, where I get the distinct pleasure to interview exciting Indigenous business owners who are doing big things in the world. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to April Newman of Break the Chain Fitness, that's located in Squamish, BC. April is a proud card-carrying member of the Squamish Nation, and her and I met a few months ago where she was taking the small business courses that I teach at her nation, and I was just so inspired by her business acumen, the fact that she always brings the positive energy, and just that she's started and is growing a fitness and health business that is keeping people in her community in good shape. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to April and let her tell her story. April, hi, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, great. First off, thank you, Loa, for having me. And I enjoyed your programs that you offered with the Squamish Nation. Those really helped with some tips and tricks and some insights as well that I wasn't aware of too. So thank you for that. That was really helpful. So I started Break the Chain Fitness back in 2014. I was a student at the time at Capilano University, completing my human kinetics certification program, diploma program back then. And I actually missed my graduation day because we were so busy opening our business with our venture.
Oh, wow.
And so it was quite the journey. Working and living, I live on the Wewicum Reserve here in Brackendale in Squamish. And some of the things that I wanted to do was to have my business on my land and being able to have fitness accessible to everyone. When I started back in 2014, the coordinator of the human kinetics program also believed in me and was really helpful with helping me start up my business in the first place. And gave me the courage to keep going. And someone else that was actually very pivotal in the startup of our business was Gina Jackson. She was the small business. I'm not entirely sure what the title was, but the and she helped with the small business entrepreneur grants and the programs with us. So she was the backbone of helping me, do my business plan and get the business off and get enough funds to actually sustain the build for a gym, because building up a gym is quite expensive and extensive. So even just with that process, being able to have that support from the Squamish Nation, from the Squamish Nation programs and programs that offer other programs such as yours, that allows someone like me who never really imagined myself as a business owner. I just wanted to do something for me, and that was able to give my family a life that, I didn't have to work a 9 to 5 and be gone all the time. I had the luxury of working from home and being able to have my own hours. And the grind was hard, and it's still hard, and it's still going. But I answered to me, and I answered to my family, and that's who I want my life to be led by. And just to have that financial freedom, to have the time freedom to go on vacations, to do the things that I want to do with my family, is really important, because ultimately everything that we're doing, I do for my family. And so when we started the business, we really wanted something that was ours, and that one day that maybe our children will pick it up and keep going with it. But being able to have something that's mine, and especially being an Indigenous woman in this industry, in sport and fitness industry, is just another barrier that women in sport have to face. It's not something that's talked about often, but the challenges of being a female in this industry, I get a lot of, I have to prove myself. A lot of a lot of being being a visible minority, being a female and being in the industry of sport, there was a lot to overcome.
Mhm.
So for me, sport and fitness has been my whole life, and I always had the dream of helping others, and I really wasn't sure how I was going to do it. But being an athlete my whole life, I found kinesiology and I found the fitness industry, and doing something I'm passionate about, doing something that I love, helps me sustain this busy lifestyle where you ask, like, how do you do it? Going to school, like, I don't need the certification, but I want it because I want the education to provide my clients with the best knowledge and expertise as possible. And
Wow.
so I set myself up for success, but I also set my clients up for success by being a knowledgeable trainer, by being a trainer that's always willing to be a student, because I'm on the hunt, I'm on the adventure of learning for life. And if we're always growing, always learning, then we're always going to be able to provide something new, something exciting, but also be in the trend of what's happening in the fitness industry, in the sport industry, new science that comes out with research articles, and being up to date with safety and just everything with the industry, because it is such an evolving industry that being stagnant and just knowing what you used to, it doesn't work like that, because we have to adapt as well.
For sure.
So being able to have this opportunity to have a business on reserve land in the community right now, I'm actually running outdoor boot camps in my backyard,
Oh,
and
amazing.
free training for Squamish Nation members.
That's
And
great.
that's something, one way that I'm able to give back to my community, and just being able to have that connectedness with the nature, with land, with our people, bringing us together and growing in a healthy environment with people. Like, I have another trainer who's in my company as well, who's Squamish Nation. And so being able to provide even a lifestyle that someone else that's in the Squamish Nation can grow with a career opportunity. And that's something I'm able to provide. And that's something I never imagined that I
Yeah.
could. When I said it started out for me and my family, but realizing it's more than that.
Oh, I tell you, you are a force. The fact that you're also not only a full-time business owner and growing a business, but also doing your higher ed. And yeah, it's really incredible. So what you've been able to achieve. And you're also a mom of how many?
Two, a toddler and a teenager.
Oh, how do you do it? I have enough trouble taking care of my business, my husband, and my two cats. You have a whole other, side of life that I can't even imagine trying to manage as well. So holy smokes, girl. It's
I get
so impressive.
asked all the time, like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, how? And honestly, if I have the biggest support system, my
Oh,
partner supports me immensely,
right
my
on.
family supports me immensely, even my children support me. And they understand, like, my teenager, he knows that I'm going off to work and he will help with the toddler.
Oh,
He,
that's so good.
my partner, who we're actually building a second business with a meal prep company, which goes in line with health and fitness. So
100%.
trying to do things that integrate health and wellness, and with our meal prep company, offering to the Squamish Nation elders, and having other contracts that we eventually want to build up. But this one's a seedling. We're having to nurture it and having to build it up. So really, two businesses, two
Oh,
kids.
wow. Yeah,
Have-
like you're completely one of the most inspirational entrepreneurs I think that I've ever met. And it's the fact that you're just doing all these wonderful things to impact people in such a positive way is so cool. So what do you see now? I know you started your food prep business and you've got your your personal training and your group training. So what does 2 to 5 years from now look like for you? What is that? What,
Yes. With me completing my bachelor's of kinesiology, I'll be a registered kinesiologist, which means in a wider scope of clientele, ranging from WCB, ICBC type of clients. And also, we have the ability to have health services, so such as physios covered by health and medical. Kinesiologists are also covered under health and medical, so that could be another way other people that can't afford personal training could afford training through recovery of injuries or chronic injuries or anything that your doctor prescribes,
oh,
saying
perfect.
that you need some additional help. And instead of a personal trainer, having a kinesiologist who has the background in injury prevention and just having that well-rounded scope of practice. With that being said as well, being a registered kinesiologist, I also am going after my certified strength and conditioning certification, which means I can work with athletes, which I already do, but this qualify me to work with collegiate and higher athletes, such university and college sports and above, anything that and a lot of teams require a certified strength coach. So that's something that I'm attaining. I work with athletes right now, but this just gives me that extra
I know.
background.
Good for you. That's so exciting. Holy smokes.
As I was mentioning, I have another trainer. So something I didn't consider before was scaling the business in a way that I can offer employment opportunities. And because I was able to do this just recently, that's something that I've now been considering, as an opportunity, as right now we're actually in the midst of renovating the gym and expanding it. So we're making it bigger and better. And this will also give me the opportunity to possibly expand the team as well. And I'm looking at bringing in Indigenous trainers out of the gym. So that I would want to do, a goal that I'm working towards, and building the business that way. So scaling it in a way that not only are we getting Indigenous clientele, but we're also being able to provide career opportunities for Indigenous trainers. And that would mean also, as we grow, I would want the spectrum of trainers to grow. So hopefully bringing in someone that could be a certified nutritionist or a holistic nutritionist, and something that would cater to Indigenous health and wellness. And when we think of Indigenous health and wellness, there's a lot that is untouched in this market, because there isn't, like I said, there isn't many Indigenous opportunities for Indigenous people. And for me to be in this space to be able to offer it would basically build another bridge that bridges that gap of barriers that Indigenous people do face when it comes to looking for employment, when it comes to being able to access services, and even in having the location here, having it connected to our people and being on the reserve, and possibly, bringing in more spiritual health to the training. I'm not sure how that would look like quite yet, but this is something I do want to do, is just bring as much culture, spiritual connectedness to the health and fitness industry, where I don't see that representation. And that representation is me right now. And hopefully I can inspire, the next generation to come up and think about fitness and health in another way, which means integrating the spiritual aspect and the emotional aspect and the other aspects of culture that we don't see in the health and fitness industry right now. So not sure how it looks like, but that's, you say 3 to 5 years, and I'm saying it's gonna start happening now. The energy you put out is the energy you're gonna get back.
Oh,
Maybe
100%, 100%. I could not agree more. And April, if anybody can make that vision happen, it is you, girl. You are just like, you're such a go-getter. And it seems like once you have a goal, you set your sights on it and you start to take the action steps that are required. And now all of this, everything that you once had as a dream is now happening and coming true. So I think it's just a matter of time, but it seems like you definitely have all your ducks in a row and are making it happen.
they're swimming in the right direction. I don't know about
sure. Which is, to me, what it seems like you're really creating. You're kind of blending the traditional with the new and innovative, and especially including all the science and your background and your kinesiology, and with health and fitness. Like, I think that you're creating a program that seems to be quite unique, and I can't wait to see it evolve. Sounds
Me
like,
too.
yeah, it's exciting. Woo! Way to go. What would you, if you were to speak with a young entrepreneur now who is thinking about starting a business, whether it's health and fitness or another industry, what would be one of your biggest lessons that you would like to share with them?
Just do it. Honestly, I was scared to start because I didn't know certain things, and I felt like I had to be a specialist in order to start a business. I had to be a business person to start a business. I had to be a certain way before I got started, or feeling like I had to be more prepared before I got started. And the number one thing is, I'm glad I started when I didn't believe in myself, because as I grew, I realized, okay, I can do this. And the biggest barrier is fear, fear of failure. For me, it was fear of success, because I wasn't sure what that was going to mean. And the bigger I got, and me not being a business person, I didn't know what that looked like. And so really, I was just learning as I went. And honestly, that's the best way, because it's never going to be perfect before you start. Just get started.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And the cool thing is, once you do start to take even if it's baby steps, all of a sudden doors open and opportunities present themselves and people want to help you. It's just a matter of pushing through that fear, and we all have it. The fear of the unknown, the fear of, oh my gosh, can I actually do this? And what if I fail? Or what if I succeed? Like, what is that going to look like? And is that going to change my life significantly, the life that I know and am comfortable with? So you're absolutely right. It's just about taking those steps and then watching your dream unfold, because it is about, not always knowing exactly what's coming, but knowing that you're going to get there no matter what. And you are such an incredible example of following your passion and just believing that it's going to work out in a wonderful way. You just have to stay the course.
And that's the other thing is, like, as you just said, even a couple of steps, it's still progress forward in the right direction. And we also consider steps back being a negative thing, or doors closing. Those are just opportunities that you don't see yet. And having a door close is actually sometimes one of the best things to happen, because that resiliency and that understanding of, okay, things don't always happen the way that I plan, because they never do. But being able to understand that that door may not have been the right door for me, and the other door that I cannot see quite yet is opening, because I'm okay about shifting in the other direction to go another way, and being able to be open and receptive to that. And I feel like if we try to keep banging down that door, trying to keep going through, we're going to opportunities. And for me, I'm always jumping at the opportunities to do everything, because yes, it might be a lot, but sometimes once I take on an opportunity, I realize, okay, maybe this isn't for me, or, I'm glad I tried it, but that, I'm going to go another way. So also knowing when to say no. And for me,
That's a very big one. And also not listening to any naysayers, right? Like definitely, the people that are closest to you and want the best for you. I think we certainly want to we value their opinion, we value their feedback, but I think if someone is sitting in their own fear and they're afraid for you, and so they're telling you maybe you shouldn't go for it because what if it doesn't work out, but that's really their own stuff. So I think that we can appreciate where they're coming from, but not let other people's opinions hold us back from doing what's in our heart and what we're really passionate about, and just going for it.
absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? You hit on that one, because if I stopped every time someone said, "Oh,
Mhm.
wow, you know,
Mhm.
you have a 10-year dream, you have a 10-year plan," like that's kind of crazy. And the crazier my dream is,
Yeah,
or I'm going to go towards it.
yeah,
And
I love it.
I always think, dream big, but dream bigger. And if
Yeah,
people are not, your dreams seem impossible, is because you're doing the right thing, and
uh-huh.
that other person isn't doing it. Just because someone else is a fear,
Yeah,
they're projecting that fear onto you because they're not able to be there. And that
yeah,
doesn't mean you can't be there. And, yes, listen to people, but take it with a grain of salt.
yeah.
You know, allow yourself through decisions. So your gut tells you everything, and listen to it.
Oh, isn't that true? Yes, our intuition is that little angel that we often don't listen to because of that fear factor, but that's what tells us that we can do whatever we set our minds to do, and whatever passion we have, we should follow it, because like you said, doors open, and even if a door does close, as you insightfully said, that just means there is another door that is going to be opening that's got a better opportunity for you. April, you are just such a force for good in this world, and thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your story, and it's been really nice getting to know you, and I'm excited to see what you do next. I know it's going to be amazing. And to all of our viewers, thank you so much for watching today. And if you enjoyed hearing April's story and you'd like to hear more from other Indigenous entrepreneurs, please subscribe below. And I look forward to seeing everybody soon. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day or evening. Bye.
Thank you.